Barnasoi baha alois Shelach Koirach Chukas Balak Pinchas Matais and Masei. And we are now going to carry on learning about Parshas Shelach. So we learned yesterday about the Meraglim and about the terrible mistake that 10 of the Meraglim made. 2 of the Meraglim, Kalev and Yehoshua, remember Yehoshua was Moshe Rabbeinu's Talmud, Kalev and Yehoshua, they told Bnei Yisrael that Eretz Yisrael is beautiful and that of course Hashem will help them with whatever is going on. But the other 10 Meraglim, they were afraid. They loved living in the Midbar with the clouds all around and the man falling every day. All they needed to do was learn Torah. There was nothing else to distract them, and they were worried about how it was going to be when they were living in Eretz Yisrael without all these miracles from Hashem. And they made a big mistake, and they spoke Lashon Hara about Eretz Yisrael. That day was Tisha B'Av. And what happened on Tisha B'Av after that? Many years later, not straight after that, but many years later, on one Tisha B'Av, the first Beis HaMikdash was destroyed. And many years later, on another Tisha B'Av, the second Beis HaMikdash was also destroyed. And when it's Tisha B'Av every year, we remember the beautiful Beis HaMikdash that we don't have anymore, and we remember the Aveira of the Meraglim, the Lashon Hara that they spoke, and we do our best every year to learn from them not to make the same mistakes. And we dive in every day. Emeretz Hashem, soon, we will be able to have the Beis HaMikdash again. Now, we have 2 special mitzvahs in this week's parasha. Besides learning about the Meraglim, there are 2 very, very special mitzvahs, and I'm going to read to you a little bit about each of those mitzvahs. Now, the dough sits on the counter, rising peacefully. The children stand and watch, waiting patiently. When it's finally ready, Mommy breaks off a small part, says the blessing, the bracha of Hafrashas Challah, while she davens with all her heart. In the merit, in the zechus of this mitzvah, may we all live a healthy life with nachas, health, happiness, no worry, pain, or strife. Strife means fighting. When Mommy braids the challah dough, we children lend a hand. Baking challahs lekavod Shabbos, nothing feels quite as grand. So, the first mitzvah we're going to learn about in this week's parasha is the mitzvah that anytime we bake challah, anytime we bake bread, there's a special mitzvah to break off a little piece of the dough, and that dough, when we have the Beis HaMikdash, Emeretz Hashem soon, when we have the Beis HaMikdash, that dough gets given to the Kohanim, because the Kohanim don't have land, they don't have farms where they can grow their own fruit and vegetables. The dough goes, a little piece of dough goes to the Kohanim. And that dough is very, very holy, special dough. So now we don't have the Beis HaMikdash. We can't give our dough to the Kohanim, but we also can't eat it because it is special, special, special dough. So it depends on how much bread your mom makes. If it's just a small batch of dough that she's making, she'll break off a small piece and not say a bracha. If she's making a big challah dough, lots of challahs, then she'll break off also a small piece and she'll say a very special bracha. That challah, because we're not allowed to eat it, now what are we going to do with it? We can't throw it away because it's holy challah. So we wrap it in a bag, and then we wrap it in another bag, in 2 bags. It's called double wrapping, because double means 2. We wrap it again and again, and then we put it in the dustbin. Emeretz Hashem, soon we'll be able to give it to the Kohanim. And that is called the mitzvah of Hafrashas Challah, which means the mitzvah of taking off a little piece of the challah. And that is in this week's parsha. Now, the next special mitzvah that we're going to learn about. A very important and precious mitzvah in the Torah is to tie strings of tzitzis onto any piece of clothing that has 4 corners. Your t-shirt, if you look at the bottom of your t-shirt, there's no corners at the bottom of your t-shirt. But if you look at your tzitzis, there are 4 corners, 2 in the front and 2 at the back. Or we can count 2 corners on the right side and 2 corners on the left side. And now we know 2 plus 2 equals 4. Any piece of clothing, any shirt or anything like that, like tzitzis, that's got 4 corners needs to have tzitzis. The tzitzis have a special job. They remind us of Hashem, the Torah and the mitzvahs. We keep and follow them. When Yossi was late to school, he wanted to make up a story, make up an excuse. But then he saw his tzitzis and he remembered, say the truth and you'll never lose. Boys, the tzitzis is to remind us of the mitzvahs. Every time we see our tzitzis, we need to think to ourselves, I'm going to behave like a child of Hashem. And I'm going to make Hashem so proud of me. And that is the second special mitzvah that we are going to learn in this week's parasha. And that's the end. This is where we're going to stop. There is lots more to learn. And we'll carry on next week in Eretz Hashem. Boys, I hope you managed to stay warm and snuggled over this Shabbos. And in Eretz Hashem, I'll see you soon. Good Shabbos, boys.